So, Forza Horizon 4 has officially been delisted as of December 16th, 2024. It is no longer available for purchase. It's quite unfortunate. It's a pretty solid package of a game. Not the best Forza. That was honestly like when the series started declining, probably the most. I felt like the series had sort of lost its touch, and you can see that a lot more with Forza Horizon 5. But even that being said, it seems like we're getting shorter and shorter amount of times with games being delisted. Like it's happening so much more often, but it's due to licensing issues. I really wish we had that transparency, like right off the bat, how long this game is going to be available. It's crazy to think about that the game is almost 6 years old, or if not, it already is 6 years old, which I honestly didn't expect at all. Once I did my research, I realized, damn, this game has been out for a while. But hey, at least I got a little bit more time compared to Forza Horizon 2, which was only delisted, I think, 4 years after release, which was honestly a really short amount of time. But you can't also forget that this Forza also offered us a lot of content, especially after release. Forza Horizon 3 did see some content after release, but not compared to this one. We had so many more vehicles come out. I think, 2 years after release? Especially because they were still making Forza Motorsports 8. Now, luckily, I was able to pick up the game for $10 on the final day, and that was the Ultimate Edition, just because I owned one of the DLCs already, just due to Game Pass. But that being said, games like that are on Game Pass, like Forza titles, anything that has anything to do with any licenses, mainly vehicle licenses, because music licenses, they can usually just remove that unless it's like a rhythm game, and that's a completely other issue. But for racing games, usually comes down to the cars. They either remove the ability to purchase a car, which would be fine, but eventually you're going to run out of all the licenses. So it's just better off to remove the game entirely. And I believe that supports the idea of buying physical, because stuff like this, you end up losing a copy of the game. And yeah, you may own it digitally, but who knows? They might pull an Ubisoft and decide, hey, you don't own those licenses. We're just going to take them back. You can't play the game anyways. But that's only for the crew. At least Forza has an offline mode, so I don't expect them to do some shady shit like that. But who knows? Now, to put a little bit like focus on gameplay, the game focused on a 4-season structure, and that was every week. You had spring, summer, fall, and winter, and it was a good concept. I don't think it was properly executed though. They could have maybe done it more periodically instead of each week. Just have its natural flow of time. Maybe every few hours they'll switch weathers, just how usually the game would in general. But having a full week of just one set pattern for weather really sucks. Like the winter season in the beginning of the game, I did not like it. It took some time to get used to, but I think that's what they wanted to go for. But at the end of the day, I don't find it that fun. I really wish they would have given us an option to choose what type of conditions we wanted to be in for our session at that point in time. Like, say if I wanted to play on a completely raining lobby the whole time and my friends wanted to join in that specific lobby, I think we should have been able to do that. It was a great inclusion to see them bring in custom track creators and a couple of the game modes they brought in, which I'll probably talk about in a little bit. It truly did seem for once that they were kind of listening to the community, especially with the track editor. Like, that's what I wanted since the second game. I've always wanted to make my own tracks. And especially being able to download community ones like in Forza Horizon 5, being able to just download somebody's tow game map or a completely new city for you to explore with. That shit is honestly a godsend, and it makes me want to buy Forza Horizon 5 just for that reason. Just to have the updated files of that game, but who knows when it's going to get delisted. Hopefully it's not anytime soon. Game just released last year, but again, you never know. It could be 4 years, 3 years, or maybe even 2 years from now that it gets delisted. So besides the basic map, which was Great Britain, we got 2 expansions. One of them was Fortune Island, which kind of catered towards what we wanted, like as in for the drift community. or people that just love drifting in general, we wanted a more drift-centered area, and Great Britain didn't really have those areas, unfortunately. But Fortune Island had one long-ass mountain pass, which was honestly perfect. And I'm glad Forza Horizon 5 took that even further and they gave us a longer drift spot. As for the map itself, besides obviously the drift spot, the cliff side is pretty cool. Like, it's honestly one of my favorite races on that island to do against my friends because it is such a narrow road and the possibilities of you falling off of the map are pretty high. I mean, I recorded some gameplay of it while it was dark and raining in the game, so it goes to show that that spot is pretty impressive. If you know how to drive, which I kind of don't. I really suck at driving in this game as of right now because it's been a while. I feel so rusty. This map also featured a lot of visual aspects. For example, like at night, the map will glow with Aurora Borealis above you, and the lighting is perfect. It reflects very well against the ground. The little green shades from the auroras. It basically shines the whole map at night whenever it does pop up. It makes it look stunning. As for the sound detail, sound quality is really good. The game used Dolby Atmos at launch, and you can honestly hear the detail in each sound, like the reverb from the exhaust and just the way that the exhaust pops too. It was perfectly executed, though some cars needed their audio fix. I'm looking at the Skyline mainly. Fucking BMW engine noise. Then the last expansion was Lego. It was a Lego Speed Racers or some shit like that. I didn't like it. I don't think it was worth the money, and I really wish we knew ahead of time for season passes what we were getting, but I think that's the point of a season pass. They want your money so they can fund the project, and you might not like what you get, but unfortunately it was Lego. Now the map did take use of that Lego form factor, though. You had everything made out of Lego. You had Lego cars, Lego people, and the sound effects were really detailed on the Lego aspect. But overall, as an expansion, it's not for me. I think it should have just been its own game. I think it could have been not a Forza spin-off, but a Lego built off of a Forza engine-esque game. They could have made it more arcadey like the Hot Wheels game, though. And then talk about Hot Wheels, like how do you even compare this to the Hot Wheels DLC? Like that was a good DLC. I felt like it was fun because it built off of the same aspects that the Lego was going off of. It went off of the IP and they took what they could. And the Hot Wheels expansion took tracks. They had the loop-de-loops, the big freaking gaps across the map, and then those, I guess, turbo areas that will launch you at super high speeds across the map. And then let alone the little designs like the dinosaurs and all the jungle areas, the beach areas, just to name a few. It just feels like the Lego DLC did not offer that. It had aliens and stuff, but it was still in Great Britain, and there was a trimmed down version of Great Britain on top of that. As an expansion, I think it was pretty mid. I don't recommend it. Obviously, you can't buy it anymore, but at that time when it had released, I gave it a 3 out of 10, and I still stand by that. I've tried to replay it. I don't like it. It just doesn't feel like Forza to me. But it was a nice little detail that they gave us. Everything is awesome from the Lego movie, just because they were able to. All in all, I spent around 313 hours on this game, according to Xbox. I feel like I played a bit more, but who knows? It's been a while. Let alone how much I've earned in XP in that game and money. Anyways, I just wanted to bring some info towards Forza Horizon 4 being delisted, and I guess, in a way, say goodbye to the game that I may not have liked at the time as much, but as time has passed, it grew on me a lot more, and I appreciate the game, especially all the memories I had with my friends on there. It's kind of sad seeing it disappear in a way, but I still own the game, and I'm definitely going to be getting a physical copy of this game whenever I see one. That being said, collect physical games if you love them, especially the ones that you mainly want to play. Don't worry about collecting every single game, just get the ones that you love. That being said, this is Lincoln, and I'm out. Leave a like and subscribe. Have a good one.